Hello folks, and welcome to another quick video. Today this video is all about the Cutty Sark. I shot this footage in 2020 just before the lockdown started, called up to the Greenwich village on purpose. Made a pilgrimage to see the Cutty Sark as I've been to London several times and never quite got there. So Cutty Sark was a clipper. She was built for the Jock Willis shipping company, and she was a tea clipper, so my job was to spin over to China and back and fetch tea for the people of the UK. First couple of shots then show the entrance way into the museum has been built around the ship now, and the entrance through the hull into the lower deck. The Cutty Sark is actually suspended in the air. It's been built into a dry dock, and they've built a kind of a greenhouse style museum around it, which is quite cool. Unfortunately, back in 2006, a conservation project was underway to repair several parts of the ship, and a fire broke out. Luckily, quite a bit of the ship has been taken away for repair, so much of it was preserved. Although the fire devastated several sections of the ship. So this part of the ship has been left exposed on purpose just to show the sort of main structure of the ship, and this is just a model showing how it was built. So the actual skeleton of the ship itself is iron, which again helped it to stay intact when it caught fire. When you enter the ship initially, you come in, like I say, through the lower levels, and you get a feel for some of the cargo zones in the ship, which have been kitted out as a museum just to show you kind of what sort of things the Cutty Sark carried, and a bit of information about some of the voyages it undertook. Height on these decks isn't very high, and me being 6'2", I've struggled a little bit in there, so you've got to duck your head quite a lot, but it was a really interesting place. Tried to capture as much as possible of the ship just to give you an idea of what it's like in there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to film in every single area because the ship was open to the public and there was children present, so I was only filming when I could. So this area is the forecastle, or the forecastle of the ship. The crew would have been staying and sleeping here originally. And if they had to call all hands on deck, they would have had to go up this ladder, through that tiny door, and up on the deck to deal with whatever it was needed. This area is tiny, quite cramped, and would have been at the front of the ship, which would have been bouncing up and down a bit badly. That's the view outside. These tiny windows. So if you take the stairs up on the deck from the front section of the boat where the crew would have been sleeping, you come up onto the main deck of the boat. Taking a quick look around, you can see the incredible amount of rigging that's involved in a ship of this size, and obviously the lifeboats and a couple of large winches. If you look around to the front of the ship on the left hand side, you'll notice some small cages there, which was quite interesting. The crew used to take small animals like pigs and chickens with them on voyages, which they'd use them for meat and eggs, I would presume, and try and keep them alive as long as possible during the journey. The bow of the boat then is out looking out over the River Thames. Just to the front of the ship on the left hand side, you can see a dome-shaped building, which is quite interesting. That's actually the entrance to a large tunnel that goes under the Thames and pops up on the other side of the river. It was built in the 1800s, and yeah, you've got to go down like a large shaft like staircase, and then you walk physically under the river itself and pop out on the other side. progress backwards then on the main deck of the ship, you come across several cabins, including the cook and bosun's quarters, some more cabins, and then you've got the main cabin where the captain and his first mate would have been housed. What struck me looking at the first mate and even the captain's quarters is how small and cramped they were. Certainly for somebody of my stature, I'd have had real trouble sleeping in these kind of beds. I dread to think the conditions the crew had to live in. However, in stark contrast, and the main room that the captain had access to was quite opulent, including the fireplace for when they were in port. The place where you leave the ship then to go back downstairs into the museum part, there's a point where you can see two wooden plaques built into the sides of the ship. One says the Cutty Sark and one says another name, the Ferreira, and this is because the ship was sold on to a company and got renamed as the Ferreira for a length of time. As the Ferreira, the ship kept working until about 1922, and at that point it was the last clipper operating in the world. At the bottom level of the museum, and you can actually go completely underneath the ship, which is quite an experience. The bottom of the ship is covered in copper plates, and I believe it should still be seaworthy, but it's kept suspended in dry dock in this manner to preserve it. When the ship was reopened to the public the night before, there was a large banquet in this area, and Prince Charles presided over it. And then finally then this area here then is a collection of figureheads that were collected from various ships around the world, including one of the Cutty Sark itself. See if you can spot the Cutty Sark's figurehead amongst this lot. So this has been a short 10-minute clip of the Cutty Sark. I hope you found that interesting. If you've got any questions, please leave me a comment below the video, and thank you for watching. Cheers.